Alright, we're going to show you during the course of this video how to make a training field dressing. Okay. First thing I want to do is let's start by looking at an actual service field dressing. This one's been opened up. Ordinarily, they're going to come in packages that look like this. Okay. The green pieces here, these are actually called your bandages. Okay. This white part is the dressing. And this section here, where it's split, these are known as your tails. When you're building a training bandage, you're going to need to keep in mind that you need all those parts to make an effective training tool. Okay? Set this aside for right now. Let's look at the various items that we're going to need to construct our training bandage. Okay, right here we have ultra firm fabric stiffener. A lot of this stuff is going to be available at your local cloth store. Okay, this stuff is pretty rigid and is fairly thick. Next, we have normal material, pretty thin as you can see. Also, we got these snack bags, and the reason why we have the snack bags is basically we're able to take our simulated bandage. This is one that's already created. We're able to take this, have it folded up, and essentially it's going to be the same size that you're going to need to work with as your service bandage. We've got a ruler, scissors, glue. Now this glue isn't any just plain glue. It's called Fabri-Tac. We found that it dries a lot quicker than Elmer's glue or anything else like that. We got scissors, of course, and then markers to be able to figure out where we need to make our cuts. Okay. Now the first thing, let's look at the service bandage here. This is probably going to go completely out of the shot. This thing is huge, okay? Each side of this, if you take it from the center and divide it, each side is going to be 48 inches to make a total of 96 inches, all right? A lot of times it's impractical to work with material. This is going to be the material that we're going to actually make the bandages portion of our field dressing with. A lot of times it's impractical to work with 96-inch material. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this into 48-inch strips, and we're going to put one on each side of our bandage. So let's do that first. Okay, right here I'm going to measure, okay, 3.5 inches. I'm just going to keep going down. Now we already have this one pre-measured. What you can do is after you get it measured, you can cut notches in it like we've done here. Okay? After you have it notched, simple matter of just tearing it. Like so. To make one bandage, we're going to have two of these. So there's the first one. Here comes the second. Right. I'm going to go ahead and set this material aside as I will not need it anymore. I'm going to lay out my two pieces here. Like so, just making sure they're uniform. Okay. Those are looking fairly good. Now that we've got our material laid out for the bandage portion, we're going to go ahead and make the dressing itself. I'm taking my fabric stiffener and I've measured out 4 by 7 inch squares. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut one of those out now. Okay, got one here. I'm going to set that material aside. Let's get rid of some of these loose ends. Okay, so essentially it's going to fit in here right in the center like this. Okay, so now what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put some glue this piece here. Again, this is our Fabri-Tac glue. Okay, about like so. Now I'm actually going to take these two pieces, just to ensure maximum uniformity, and lay them right on top here. Give them a good press. Okay. Looking good so far. Next thing I need to do is I'm going to make my tails. Okay? Your tails are going to come in about 5 inches. Okay? And they're going to go right down the center. Okay, a lot of times with this material, it's pretty easy to work with. So all you need to do is notch it. You don't need to cut it the whole way. Got a notch there. Okay, there's one there. Come down the other side. Do the same thing over here. Okay, if you notice you get really frayed edges like this, either clip this excess off, or you can burn them if you need to. And again, going 5 inches in. One notch. Okay, we're good there. Now I'm just going to kind of police up this excess and get rid of it. Now we have a pretty good looking bandage. If we look at it against the service bandage, technically I should say the service dressing, very similar in size and dimension, okay? Only thing is this probably costs about 1/10 of the cost of this, all right? So now, the next thing is going to be to do the accordion folds. All right? Usually these bandages folded like so, so they fit nice and neat in the package. For those of you that have ever opened one of these, you know it's next to impossible to get it back in the package once you've pulled it out. As you can see here, these are the exact same bandage. All right, so what we want to do is we want to take our practice dressing, okay, and I'm going to fold it once in the middle. I'm going to bring the sides up like so. Okay, remember our goal is here to get it inside a package this size, so you need to keep that in mind as you're making your folds. Okay. Go ahead and do one side at a time. Now ideally you're going to want to let it dry out a little bit more than this. The glue's still pretty tacky on mine, but I think we'll be okay. And the same on the other side. Okay, essentially you're going to have a nice little package like this. I can take my baggie, pop it open. Good and tight. Now I can take it, insert it into my first aid pouch, and it's ready to be issued for training. Okay, Can't stress enough, these are for training purposes only. Do not use them to treat actual medical injuries with.